Okay, we are alive. Greetings, this is Ojambo. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a low poly bus 3D model in Blender using the Python API, and then you can view it embedded onto your website. Before we begin, quick reminder that every day I host a live stream. Visit ojambo.com for details. You're also free to post any questions in the live chat about programming or lifestyle topics. And as you can see here on ojambo.com, you can just go to the live stream link. If you don't want to do that, you can simply watch the video below, and I'll show you that in a second. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. I appreciate everybody who subscribed last month. Let's keep it up. Thank you very much. It motivates me to keep on making tutorials like this. So basically, creating a low poly bus in Blender with Python and displaying it in on the web. Blender is a powerful 3D modeling and a Python scripting tool where it become more flexible. In this tutorial, I said I'll show you how to create this low poly model, and then we're going to display it in the web browser using the model viewer. So I have a link here. It's basically modelviewer.dev. You can go there. So if you go here, as you can see the instructions, it's basically just you can use this script, but you don't need to use a script. Sorry, I apologize about that. Sorry. So you add the CDN, it's a model for the JavaScript, and then you just use the model viewer tag, and then you put your all the parameters here. As you can see, you can put an alt tag. Let's know the important part. You can also put a poster image. And you say you have shadow hyphen intensity equals 1, camera hyphen controls, touch hyphen actions, pan hyphen y, and there's a few more. That's basically, and see a lot of examples here you can use. I see it's a cross platform here. Okay, so with that said, let's continue. So the step one is to generate the low poly bus using the Python. So as you can see, I have the code here. I'm going to zoom in slightly so people who are viewing in on vertical devices can see here. So as you can see, the user, you import the Blender Python object module, import OS. You don't actually need the import OS. That's only needed because I like to put everything relative to where the Python file is going to be. So that's the Python script file. So that's going to be like the blend file we create, and also the GLTF file as the binary version is GLB. So that will be, because binary, everything's inside and takes up less space. And of course, because for this bus I'm doing some vector type stuff, so what I found the easiest thing is to just use the bmesh. So I import the bmesh as well, and then for math utils I import the vector. So then you can see there's a method here. This is just to basically clear the scene, get rid of everything, because we literally don't need anything. We don't need the camera, we don't need the default cube, at least at the time of this recording, so we'll just delete it. Next, we create the materials. So there's a method here which creates the material. Just pass in the name and the color, and then it will create the material and return the material. Then that material can be applied to a specific object. As you can see in the next method, that's one actually calls the clear scene one. Then we create this materials. So for example, we create orange, yellow, black, glass, red, gray, and white. So if I had to do this, I would have to as you can see, I have to run this multiple times. It'll be like I have to give them different ones, but all we care about is just the materials. So that's why this will be materials. You see, it's very simple, just the colors for each of them, and what they're used for. For example, orange is used for the door, the yellow is obviously for the bus, and the wheels, black. That's simple enough. And then there's one for the glass, and the red will be for the tail light, and the gray will be for the grille, and white will be for the headlight. Okay, then next we create the bus body. So we use a cube, and then we name it bus underscore body, and we scale it, give it a location, and then we apply the material, the yellow material to it. Then for the windows, it's the exact same thing. It's a cube, except this time we need a few windows in different positions. That's why you see up here I have an object or an array for a programming language where the window positions will be. So remember, we're going to have multiple windows. As you can see here, we're going to have the front left, front right, right, oops, did I say that right? Rear left and rear right. There we go. And as you can see again, each of them will be a window, but then because we're running it in a for loop, so it will postfix underscore and the number, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, as many as we need here. And then after that, we create the wheels, and the same thing with the wheels, front left, front right, rear left, right, rear right. So those are for the wheels. I made a mistake. So the windows are based on the positions, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Sorry, I made a mistake. I confused them. Okay, and again we just loop through for each wheel. Again we use the for loop. We postfix underscore, and the value of the loops will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wheels. Okay, after that we have the front. So the front window, we scale it, put the location, and then rotate it 90 degrees. And the roof lights, obviously they go on top of the roof. That's what they're called, roof lights. So again, we pass in we enumerate them, and then we postfix because it's inside the for loop. Again, we scale, location, and add the material. And then for the front grille, there's only one, so just scale, location, and rotate it 90 degrees. And then we add the material, the gray material to it. Headlights, same thing, we just loop through them, and headlight and whatever, we add the postfix, underscore postfix, scale, location, and the material, which is white. And now we do the back detail. We're almost done, hang on there. So the back panel, we scale, location, and rotate it 90 degrees as well. And then we have the tail light, again scale, location, and add the red material to it. For the back detail, we set it to orange, the material. So after that, we create an empty object called bus. Why do we do this? Because we have so many parts. It's easier to, for example, if we're going to do some rotation or something, it's easier to actually use the empty and parent all those objects, like the wheels, the windows, all that, parent them to this empty object, and that way when we rotate, everything rotates at the same time, as an example. And I'll show you that when we are in the web browser. And of course we give it bus underscore root, and we just call it bus. That's the name. So you see all these parts here, the many parts. There's the back panel, the body, the front window, the grille, the headlights. There's 2 of them. The roof lights, there's 3 of them. The tail light, the front wheel, front left wheel, front right, rear left, rear right. So that's 4 wheels, and then there's 5 windows. So all of that, we just put them in an object, or in other programming language, will be an array. I believe Python doesn't have arrays. So after that, we parent all of them, I said, to that empty object we call bus. And then after that, as you can see here, what we do is we center the bus, we put it to its center, and then after that we create a blend file. As you can see, this is the reason I had to get the absolute path. So the absolute path meaning locally to where this Python file is, and then we save it. So we save the blend file. Then after that, we need to export the bus and its student as inside the glib file. The glib file is the gltf. The glib is the binary version, meaning that it's I guess has it's better compressed, because otherwise it would be a JSON. By default it's JSON, so that's not, that could be a very, very, very large file. So we use the GLB instead. I believe the B stands for binary, don't quote me on that. And as you can see, we export this is how you export it, bpy.ops.export_scene.gltf, and then inside there we'll put our file path, which is export underscore path, and remember it's relative as well, and then export underscore format will be glb, and then export underscore apply equals set to true. That's it, we're done. And then after that we need to run that method create underscore low underscore poly underscore bus. So that's it. So I'm gonna actually, so then what we need to do now is so I save this. I need to then jump to the command the terminal, and then I need to run background so you type blender space hyphen background space hyphen python hyphen space, and then the name of the Python file. However, instead of typing the double hyphens, for example, double hyphen background, it's simply hyphen b, lowercase b, and this one for the Python, instead of hyphen Python, we just type hyphen capital P for Python. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'll show you this to you. I believe it's zoomed in. Yes, it is. Okay. So all I do is type blender. Obviously, you'd have blender installed. Hyphen space hyphen B. That's for the background. Then space hyphen capital P. That's for Python. And the name of our file, it's low poly hyphen bus. Oops. Hyphen bus dot py for Python. So what this is going to do is, as you see, it's done. It's done just like that. So it created a Python, it created the bus. So what I'm going to do is, we don't need the terminal anymore. And what it does here is, it should have created, yeah, you see, it created the low poly hyphen bus blend. So I'm going to open this file up in Blender. Blender by default likes to open up is so what I'm going to do is, okay, there we go for people. So as you can see, this is our bus. You see the wheels, this is the window, this is obviously the front and the grille. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see that it's very low poly, nothing special. You see the windows here, and of course let's keep on zooming here. You can see the tires, and that's the back door, rear door, and as you can see, those are the roof lights on top there. Okay, so obviously you can I cannot render this out because there's no camera, but we don't need to render out. So if you want to run if you want to export this manually, simply go to File, Export, and you can see here there's GLTF space 2.0, and then you see there's a parenthesis .glib .gltf closing parenthesis. So that's basically how we're exporting, but we exported it using Python. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And then what I'm going to do now is, you see it exported this one, low poly hyphen bus dot glob. So with that said, what we need to do now is take a look at the HTML. So here's the HTML. It's very simple. You have the usual doc type, obviously the HTML tag, and then the head section. In head section, it's UTF-8. I don't actually need to do that because I'm using Linux or Unix type systems. That's Linux, Mac OS, BSD type systems. And then the viewport, I set this to the initial scale because I might view this on a mobile device. So yeah, exactly. And I just put a title, low poly bus in 3D. And you need this, the one I was telling you about. This is the module. I'm just using a CDN to load it, and then some styling. This is actually not needed. And then of course in the body section, I just put an H1 tag says low poly bus model. That's also not needed. And then here's a model viewer. Model hyphen viewer. That's a tag. The source obviously is our GLB file. and then the alt tag I just put low poly bus, and I said auto rotate camera controls, AR, shadow intensity. That's it. I'm closing the model viewer tag, and that's it, done. So now with that said, since we are using Python, I'm going to go back to the command line just to show you that you can use we'll go back to the and here because we need a server, so Python space -m space and http lowercase dot server, and we put 8000. So 8000 is a port, and you can see I can open this up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this up in a web browser. I'm going to use Chromium this time. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. So it's going to be 127, it's 8000 / low poly. What is it? Low poly. Oh yeah, I spelled that wrong. Low poly -bus.html. And as you can see, this is our bus here. In case you want to see what's happening in the command line, you see here it says get. Obviously there's no 5 icon. Let me actually zoom out of here. There we go. So you can see it better. This is the command I type for the Python to get the Python built-in web server. So there's no 5 icon. I don't really care about that because it's just this is the, as you can see, it rotates by itself. I haven't touched anything yet. So that's all by the model viewer. So it's a quick way to view models you have created in something like Blender. I do like using this because I don't need to do any coding, and it's just a quick way to, so you can easily use this to put stuff onto your website. Obviously it's open source. I believe it's running the MIT license, if I remember correctly. Where was it here? Oh yeah, so it's available on GitHub. So let's actually go to GitHub. I believe, yeah, here we go. Should tell us the license. It's running the Apache 2.0 license. So there we go. So it's completely open source. Obviously you can use in commercial settings and everything as well. And yeah, so this is it here. And obviously if the camera controls let me, for example, I can rotate it, you see, any way I want, all the different ways. So this makes it easy instead of having to code something. Even with something like 3JS, you still need to do some coding, or if you want to do it yourself using OpenGL or OpenGL 2.0 or Web GPU or something else, there's going to be a lot of coding you have to do. Well, not a lot, but you won't be able to do things like this pretty easy, because you should use your time wisely, especially if you want to be a programmer. For example, yeah, this, you see how quickly this was to do. Yeah, so there we go. Oh, looks like this should have been yeah, that's weird. I didn't realize that just a little bit off. This is the first time I saw. Okay, but that's a simple fix. You just put them down a little bit more and that's it. So let's finish this up. So you can get the full code here. As I said, you can do this manually. There's no need to do that. I showed you how to do everything here. And in the web browser, here's the HTML code as well. Just hit expand, you can grab it. Also the Python code, you can just expand here and you can grab the Python code. And obviously you can model anything else you want, and you can see, you can also just put the Python code right in Blender using the scripting tag if you want to do it that way. It will still save the file and export your GLB file, GLTF file for you. And of course, if you have, you can do the same thing in Blender. And then obviously I took a screenshot of it in the web browser, and that's what you can see right here. All right. And remember, I promised you guys that I'll show you. So this is the live stream, and you can see it's live. Like, I wasn't joking when I said, like, yeah, you can simply scroll down and watch the video there live as well. All right. So If you want to go deeper with Python and Blender scripting, I do have a Learning Python book. It's available on Amazon. Links are in the description. I also have the Mastering Blender Python API book. It's available on Amazon. The links are also in the description, or you can go to Amazon and search for Ojambo. It should be available worldwide. I also have the Learning Python course available on ojamboshop.com. It's hands-on, beginner-friendly Python training. And if you need help, you can book one-on-one session where I offer personalized online Python tutoring, including Blender scripting sessions. You can reach me via the contact page on ojambo.com/contact, or you can go to ojamboservices.com/contact as well. So, with just a few lines of Python and a simple HTML viewer, you can automate 3D modeling in Blender and bring your creations to life online. Give it a try and let me know how it works for you. Alright, now at the end of this tutorial, a quick reminder that every day I do host a live stream. Visit ojambo.com for details, and be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. Again, I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed so far this month, last month, and obviously all time as well. Thanks, kudos to you guys. Okay, with that said, I'm checking the live stream, looking in the live chat. I don't see any chat requests, so I'm going to end this live stream, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye for now.